So in this video I have news about how strikes will be threatening travel again next week on the 18th and 19th of September 2025, and it's particularly bad news because these dates are on a Thursday and a Friday, so it's going to affect a lot of travellers, whether you're travelling within Europe for work or indeed you're going on holiday. Also, I've got an update for you as well with regards to Ryanair. I've got more Ryanair news for you, but I'm over here in the very lovely Porta Poyenza this afternoon. In fact, I'm making some content over here, so if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Normally my videos are all about travelling to Mallorca. I've got holiday guides, travel tips, live streams and more, but I'm also going to be bringing you out some travel news, some wider travel news, which I want to keep out of my main island update, which you can also find appearing on the channel every single Monday. If you want to find out more about the news, what's going on, the top stories in Mallorca, tune in every Monday, and that also includes a weather forecast for the week ahead too. But we're going to start this video unfortunately with some bad news, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is very important if you're travelling next week. So I'm going to just read from an article in the Independent newspaper here, and it is with regards to the 18th and 19th of September for 2025. French air traffic controllers belonging to the SNCTA union will walk out from the start of the morning shift on the 18th of September to the end of the night shift on the 19th of September. And just to highlight here, the 19th is the Friday night, so this is really bad news if you're going away for the weekend as well, or indeed if you're travelling back from work as well from anywhere over Europe, because this is going to be affecting French airspace. You may well have heard in the news as well that there have been widespread strikes across France during the past 7 days, but we have got these major air traffic control strikes, and these have actually been rumbling on throughout the summer, but these do look particularly bad next week as well, on the 18th and 19th of September, and particularly the timing of them as well on the run-up to a weekend too. So the Independent goes on to say the union is calling for a profound change in the management of the operations department, and the strike is likely to ground thousands of flights across Europe, including many that would simply cross France en route between the UK and Spain, Italy and beyond. So also affecting Germany, maybe the Scandinavian countries as well. It seems like actually you can't fly anywhere in Europe without going over French airspace. So really, you know, the French really are causing a lot of chaos here for European travel. But the strike involving two smaller unions in early July wrecked the travel plans of hundreds of thousands of travellers. And well, the reason I'm actually making this video was because we were caught up in the air traffic control strikes in July. And you may remember a video that I filmed coming back from Milan, from Malpensa airport to Palma. We were actually quite lucky, but my goodness, we saw the fallout from these strikes at Palma Airport, coming into Palma Airport. We saw the really super busy arrivals lounge, and we also saw what it was like and how many people were camped out in the departures area of Palma Airport waiting to try and get home. And those departure boards were showing a lot of delayed or cancelled flights. And this is why I'm warning you about these strikes for next week, because I think it's going to really severely impact travel plans. So also as well, I just want to make the point too that if your flight is delayed or cancelled, the airline does still have a duty of care for you. So if you are severely delayed, then they have to get you to the destination that you are going to. They may have to put you up in a hotel for the night as well and pay for your meals. So if you are caught up in this, make sure you keep your receipts for any reasonable expenses incurred. Even if you have to check yourself into a basic 3-star hotel for the night, if your airline cannot help you with hotel accommodation, or they're too busy to help you with hotel accommodation, make sure you save up your receipts and put in your claim. You will not get a compensation though, because this is not the airline's fault. This is actually due to forces out of their control, and this is, like I said, being held by air traffic control. So they are obliged as well to get you on the next flight back to your home country or to your home destination. And if it means as well that you can possibly get the Eurostar train wherever possible, or even a ferry, then the airline will have to reimburse the price of those tickets if that's the only way that you can get home. And also, I must also say too that if you are travelling on the 18th and 19th of September, please make sure you have the app downloaded from your airline. And also enable notifications as well on that app. If there are any changes to your flights or delays, then you'll get the notifications directly. If you don't have access to the app to your airline, make sure you keep a really keen eye on your emails as well, because your airline will update you if your flight is going to be considerably delayed or cancelled, and advise you of the next steps too. So that's also super important. So let's see what happens about this. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm going to follow what's going on, and if you're caught up in any of that disruption, please leave a comment below this video or any other video as well, or drop me an email as well and let me know what happened to your flight. Do you know what? It's just started raining over here. We've got quite a black cloud, but I'm going to press on. Because I do have some more news for you. Now, following on from my story last week, oh my goodness, it really is raining. I will be right back when this shower passes. Well, that was a quick shower, but it looks like it's clearing up now. Just to add, it is very warm over here. We do have highs of around 28 degrees Celsius today, but back to the video. But it's not just the air traffic control strikes that are going to be disrupting travel next week, because on the 19th as well, and this is going to pretty much run up to the end of the year, we're going to have a double whammy of strike action here. So Azul handling, which are the baggage staff for Ryanair, they're also going to be striking, just to add to the whole air traffic control strikes as well, from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Wednesday, Friday, Saturdays and Sundays for the rest of 2025. I have mentioned that on the previous video. So if you are travelling on these strike days, I would really recommend coming over to Mallorca. If you're flying to Mallorca, or indeed anywhere in Europe, get yourself a vacuum packer. I have put one into my Mallorca Under the Sun holiday shop over on Amazon. I will make a video about this at some point over the winter, maybe on the rainy day when I've got nothing else to film, but just to show you how much you can actually pack into carry-on baggage without having to check your luggage in. And you'll be able to bring basically all your clothes out that you'll need for a week's holiday as well in cabin baggage. With air traffic control strikes taking place, with baggage handlers strikes taking place as well, I really would recommend maybe just bringing carry-on luggage with you. So that is also going to add to the chaos as well on these two air traffic control strike days. So not great news. However, I do have some good news for you. Now, 1 week following the announcement that Ryanair would cancel 38 direct connections in Spain, in regional airports in Spain and the Canary Islands, and also the reduction of capacity of around 1 million seats as well, I have since heard that these routes are now being filled by other airlines, and this is actually fantastic news. Now, Spain's regional newspapers, and I'm quoting Murcia today, they have said that Vueling is taking the most ambitious steps. This winter, the airline will offer nearly 900,000 seats to Tenerife North, and that's an 11% jump compared to last year, with 89,000 extra seats. It's also adding 25 new weekly flights, including 5 more to Barcelona, so that's now 35 in total, daily flights to Sevilla, and extra services to Santiago, Malaga, Alicante and Valencia. And this is to add to current connections to Bilbao, Granada, Asturias and also to Paris, which will continue. Also, at Santiago de Compostela Airport, Vueling plans a 15% boost in seats, with 28 more weekly flights. We've got routes as well to Barcelona, Palma, Sevilla, Malaga, and these will be reinforced as well. While Santiago to Alicante, the service is being restored with 2 flights a week. So that is absolutely amazing news. You know, I mean, it's fantastic news. And Spain's Minister of Transport and Sustainable Mobility, a chap called Oscar Puente, he says Ryanair has left some places, but don't worry, other companies are coming in to replace them. So that's fantastic news. That is fantastic news. You're always going to get other airlines coming in to help out those passengers that have been left pretty much stranded by Ryanair. However, more bad news, I'm afraid, and this is according to the Irish Times. Ryanair's chief executive said he was prepared to cut an additional 1 million seats from flights to Spain next summer in the airline's escalating row with the country's airports operator over passenger taxes. The Irish carrier has already cancelled 1 million seats over this coming winter and summer. over a refusal to pay a 6.5% increase in charges from the state-owned Spanish operator Ryanair. And the article also has a quote here from Ryanair Chief Executive Michael O'Leary. He says, "I'm due back in Madrid in 2 weeks, and I will probably announce another 1 million seats coming out next summer." He also says, "If the costs in regional Spain are too high, I will fly elsewhere. We're better off flying at the same cost to places such as Palma on the island of Mallorca than flying to Jerez." And Ryanair has called on Ryanair to cancel the cost increases. Well, if Ryanair decides to increase connections over here to Palma, well, at least that's going to be good news for us over here in Mallorca. And well, that's something, so we can't complain about that. Anyway, it looks like we've actually got a shower coming in. In the meantime, don't forget, come and join us over on the Mallorca Under the Sun Facebook group. I also have some unique content as well coming out on the Mallorca Under the Sun Facebook page too. You can find me on Instagram as well. And in the meantime, when I get any more interesting airline news, check the channel as well. I'll bring you that news as I get it. But thanks very much for watching, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.